Sleep has always been of vital importance for a healthy body and mind. It restores our bodies, allowing time and energy for our bodies to heal and regenerate. In sleep, our minds have time to restructure thoughts and events from the day, like resetting the RAM on a computer to help it function efficiently. But if sleep is so extremely vital to our health, why do we find ourselves waking for no apparent reason? There may be several ways to understand sleep disturbances and their effect on our lives. This video explores physical, emotional, and spiritual interpretations of these awakenings and their hidden meanings. Understanding these will improve your day-to-day activities, leaving you more balanced, restful, and with an increased quality of life and spiritual connection. Let's find out what these glitches in your sleep cycle mean for you. We will understand the practical and spiritual implications of sleep better if we begin with nature. Let's talk for a moment about circadian rhythms, which govern core biological processes in living organisms. While known for their impact on the sleep-wake cycle, circadian rhythms could also be seen more broadly as a bio-spiritual function of nature, an innate wisdom that guides essential functions. For instance, the cycle prevents nocturnal creatures from leaving their shelter during the day when they would be exposed to more predators, or assisting flowers in opening and closing at the appropriate times for pollinators. People's circadian cycles regulate bodily systems, including mental and physical ones. An imbalance can have a drastic effect on our daily lives. But what might cause us to get out of sync with this innate intelligence? There are two primary factors. The first is exposure to light and electronic devices in our surrounding environment. These signals cause interruptions in the body and mind, which triggers an imbalanced circadian rhythm and sleep disruptions. It is recommended to sleep in a dark environment with minimal stimuli and to distance yourself from electronics as far as you can. This alone can have a profound impact on your quality of rest. The second is high stress and anxiety, which triggers the body's fight and flight response. For example, the anticipation of important events for the next day can elicit the feeling of uncertainty and worry. Using methods like meditation, journaling, or exercise to clear the mind can help prepare you for restorative sleep. Moving from the idea of circadian rhythms to traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM, is one that believes that our bodies spend specific time each day maintaining balance. Specifically, TCM believes that 2 hours each day on 12 specific organs in our body that make up our 24-hour daily periods. During this period, the 12 meridians allow blood and qi, or energy, to flow through and into specific organs. TCM also ties sleep to both the physical and the spiritual, where the mind, body, and emotions are all interconnected. Each meridian easily flows to nourish organs when they are in balance, which leads to good health. However, physical discord is linked to emotional instability and vice versa. As a result, waking up at particular times of the night has distinct connotations and represents your body's attempt to communicate with you regarding your mental and physical health. For instance, waking up between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. means issues with your gallbladder, where you should try to reduce fat intake or consume healthier fats, since it is responsible for breaking them down. This emotionally indicates that you're clinging to strong sentiments of hatred and bitterness. Examining your relationships and letting go of any negative energy that is preventing energy from entering your system will be helpful. Your liver is overworked if you wake up between 1 and 3 in the morning. Our bodies are detoxified by the liver, which also handles our nightly emotional processing. It's possible that you're experiencing high amounts of stress, an unhealthy diet, excessive alcohol use, and/or unresolved anger. Recall a time when you were extremely frustrated at work or consumed excessive amounts of alcohol. Make sure you discover healthy strategies to manage your stress and only use alcohol in moderation. A respiratory imbalance in your lungs could be the cause of frequent awakenings between 3 and 5 in the morning. That being said, if your sleep is disturbed during this time, it indicates that something is preventing you from breathing deeply and correctly. It is also connected to affective elements, such as bereavement from a loss. For better lung health and sorrow release, try yoga, meditation, or deep belly breathing techniques. Your big intestine is attempting to tell you something if you wake up between 5 and 7 in the morning. Because the large intestine is in charge of eliminating digestive waste from your body, it is important that you make sure you are getting enough water and fiber. You can be experiencing emotional stuckness in a certain situation, relationship, employment, etc. Make an effort to let go of any unresolved bad feelings that are overwhelming you and move on, both mentally and physically. Now let's move on to the spiritual significance of these wake-up calls. Firstly, I would like to discuss the belief that the darkness of night is alluding to negative or evil presences. I do not fully believe this, as this fear goes back to a time before we became masters of invention and our only light source was ones of campfires and torches. During this time, the darkness of night was a symbol of the unknown, and the unknown held danger. I believe that we are now beyond that point of consciousness, that we can now look at it differently. It reminds me of a quote from Elon Musk that states, "When I was a little kid, I was really scared of the dark. But then I came to understand. Dark just means the absence of photons in the visible wavelength, 400 to 700 nanometers. Then I thought, well, it's really silly to be afraid of a lack of photons. Then I wasn't afraid of the dark anymore after that." Night and the absence of light should be looked at as neither bad nor good, just as daytime and the presence of light should be looked at as good or bad. They are just two sides of the same coin, providing balance to the world that we live in. And just as the daytime hours have the propensity for being active physically, emotionally, and mentally, the nighttime hours are spent on reflection, spirituality, and attunement with the universe. In numerous civilizations, the early hours of the morning are considered favorable for spiritual purification. If you wake up in the middle of the night, the universe most likely has something vital to teach you. Pay attention until you hear it. Getting up early in the morning is said to facilitate the release of bad thoughts, emotions, and experiences. It also helps us become aware of our internal obstructions, which facilitates the beginning of the process of spiritual healing and cleansing. If you're wondering why the universe prefers to communicate at night rather than during the day, the answer is simple. It can in fact inspire us at any time of the day, but distractions during the daytime commotion can keep us from sensing it. Reversely, in the stillness of the night, the universe can open our eyes in order to give us a clearer understanding of the truth. By allocating that time, a divine connection is made where concerns, fears, dreams, and thanks can be shared. It's also a place to tune into its energies and receive serenity, strength, and mysterious guidance. Waking up in the middle of the night, particularly between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m., holds profound spiritual significance that transcends mere restlessness. This period, often termed the witching hour, represents a time when the boundary between our earthly existence and the ethereal realm is at its thinnest. facilitating a profound connection for those attuned to spiritual energies. The number 3 itself carries spiritual connotations, symbolizing the unity of body, mind, and spirit, or the concept of the Trinity in various belief systems. If you find yourself routinely awakening during this hour, it's likely that you possess a heightened spiritual sensitivity, deeply connected to the cosmic energies swirling around us. So ultimately, waking up at 3 a.m. isn't just about insomnia or stress-induced restlessness. It's a sacred moment of alignment, where the silence of the night is at its peak, signifying not darkness, but rather a gateway to new beginnings and profound insights. The cosmos uses this hour to draw our attention, awaken our intuition, and remind us of the significance of nurturing our spirit rather than fighting it. It's as though the universe itself is whispering, inviting us to delve into prayer, meditation, conscious breathing, and introspection, as our souls are most receptive to divine guidance and knowledge during these early morning hours. If vivid dreams are your wake-up call during these times, it is recommended to have a dream journal so that you can quickly record your dreams, structured stories, and meanings or interpretations directly after they occur. Record the feelings of the dreams, as they are also a link to the understanding of what was being shown. Reflect on these from time to time, as they all are messages of the bigger picture and your spiritual path. As we attune ourselves to these spiritual messages, we may begin to notice synchronicities in our waking lives, such as recurring number sequences like 1111 or 707. These signs serve as reminders of our interconnectedness with the universe and the unfolding of new experiences on our spiritual path. If this resonates with you, consider joining our community by subscribing to the channel for more valuable insights on spiritual growth and conscious living. Wishing you a wonderful night's sleep ahead, filled with enlightenment and peace. Until next time, nurture your light.